Good, good evening, everyone. It's 11 minutes after 9, and welcome to the special edition of the Joseph Crudup Show. And we have seen all day and all night, every day and every night, all about protesting. And the videos we have shown are most of the scene that we had always concerned. And when can we get along, everybody? Some people can have hard times, and some people do, and some people did not do. And this whole stuff's got going on May the 25th. The war has changed in so many ways. Now yesterday there was a funeral service with George Floyd. It was a beautiful service. That was yesterday, and Reverend Al Shot, who had the Reverend Al Shot had a nice, beautiful service. He had great service, and he's powerful. His speech is looking powerful. His preaching is powerful. And he was really get honor and pay their respects to George Floyd. And he did preach very, very hard and very good, and it was not it was just blacks. All we see is blacks, just blacks. And they were championing on. And all I can say is, wow, this is unbelievable. So here I am, and so here we are. That was lesser day in George Floyd's funeral, and Kevin Hart was there, and George Floyd, the rest of the family is there. Since George Floyd had passed, the whole people gathered around, tears in their eyes. It was a great, it's a great service that we had seen. Everything goes up in just in very amazing, amazing things. That's the one. That's the one that I'm talking about. And so and so it is a good service. George Floyd and just doing something extra concern. And they paid their respects. The sports events paid their respects. And it was a lot of stuff that's going on here today. But now we're gonna keep the war out and keep the dream alive and keep Martin Luther King's dream alive and so on the way. And all I gotta say is, wow, they just get their honor and pay their respects to the 46-year-old man that have been a change of heart. George Floyd had a change of heart. And yes, I seen is everything. Everything is about. Everything is the same. And they are not there yet. And now I think it's time for a change. They all think it's time for the change. They all know. It's time for everybody to change. For really, really good thing that I have just said, but I think it's time for a change. And boy, it's just one. Bless you. Bless you. I was here at work the whole time. So in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the people are still marching, and they are still marching, and they are still marching. The protesters, they are there protesting. But the one that I saw yesterday in Buffalo, New York, there was an older man was protesting, and he was walking. That 75-year-old man was walking and went confronting of those police officers, and there was a cop shoved the man to the ground, and the man started to bleed. Well, for those of you to know that the old man, there was an old man in Buffalo conforming, and he was pushed to the ground. And for all the just concerned that they all know that he was injured. Now people do everything they want to do. The cops do everything they want to do. But when I just saw it yesterday, something did happen. Something didn't. And they show on the video the 75-year-old man was confronted by police. He was all alone. He was all by himself when this happened. Let's go down to see what has happening yesterday. Now, yesterday, shortly after Buffalo's curfew started yesterday evening, city police and state police swept through the Anangua Square directing from City Hall to clear the well when a protest was finishing. An unidentified 75-year-old man was shot by two officers wearing tactical gear. The man lost his balance and fell to the pyramid, and unfortunately hitting his head with blood running out from under his head. That's terrible. 2 minutes came forward and treated the victim. They had put him in an ambulance. He was taken away. The man, Morton Gallo, on this parent, is in serious but stable condition at ECMC, reportedly with a concussion and LASIK glasses. And County Executive Mark Politicos said based on the information he was given, the man is set to recover. On Friday morning, Politicos will update his status as being alert in our team. In the video, several officers were seen walking past Scholar as he lay bleeding on the ground. At one point, an officer begins to attempt to help him, but another officer grabs him to keep him moving. And the man's counsel on social media moments early showed the man returning a helmet to the officer. Officers are hearing shouting, push him back when the shell occurs. A Buffalo police spokesman issued a statement at 8:50 p.m. Thursday saying a fifth person was arrested during the secureness of the other protesters and also charged with disorderly conduct. During the smaller scholars and involving protesters, one person was injured when he tripped and fell. Now, WBFO posted a video of the incident on Twitter at 9:13. Following the protester, department officials said a full into affairs investigation was on the way, and the police commissioner Bon Lockwood had ordered the interim suspension of the two officers involved without pay. The officers had not been formally identified, but the nameplate of one is vulnerable in the video. Now that was just concerning. That is just the stupidest thing that I've seen. of these of this of the I never seen the 75-year-old man being pushed to the ground by the officers while I got up this morning. After I got up this morning, it was a mess. So in Washington D.C. Now in Washington D.C. There were a lot of people marching and had no curfew in place in Washington D.C. And I know things had just continued. But anyway, everyone when things happen, but in, it's a good thing. But in Buffalo, New York, when things just happen, when things just can't get out of the way, it just doesn't make any sense at all. So I have been questioning, when can we get along? There may be a lot of peace going on peacefully. And I can get that, yes. I can get that. And I think you're good. I think you got it for real. And all I'm saying is, man, but there has been a lot of stuff going on. Last week there were a lot of buildings are burning down. There were a lot of stores are being robbed and people down here breaking windows and breaking the stores and crashing the stores and people entering and stealing stuff and stealing shit. I just had to know what is happening, folks. I just had to know, and we ain't taking it. This is going too far. The stuff that they have been going through, getting all the anger and hateful stuff, is going too far. And things just like there's something that we have to build together, and we have to get through this. We have to get through this of getting ourselves together. And we're not going to have that. And if we can't stand together, if we don't do something, who will? People stealing stuff, people, people going to want to destroy the community. They want to destroy the neighbors. They want to, if you come in our store, if we all come down to the store, come down to the building, tear the neighborhood apart. Mm, mm, it won't be setting. It's not going to make me sick well. It's not going to make me sit well at all this time. And yes, everything has just continued in the same way. People have just continued in the same, but at the same time, people are getting nice and quiet and peacefully. But at the same time, they just want to do stuff that they never do stuff before since George passed. And then sometimes they can mess people up. They can mess all the building up, and then they they get torn down, and they torn down the buildings. They burn down the buildings. They smash the police controls. They're breaking down the windshields. They threw a rock on the police chairs control cars, and that is not going to happen. But I gotta tell you what, this is not going to happen. We have to live peacefully so we can get back to normal. This is the 11th day of the protesting. Some people in Washington, D.C., some people in Los Angeles, some people in New York. Well, guess what? Guess what? We had got to get it together. We had got to get it together. It's important life. It's very important. It's a hateful life. No doubt about it. It is a critical, hateful life. And we have to heal our country. For some reason, we have to heal our country. We heal the war. Make it a better place. And I'm going to say this right now. I'm not looking for no place. But we need to know everybody else's place. And some people know that, well, anyway. Anyway, but I got words for those hateful wives. I have strong words for those hateful wives. Everybody knows this. It's just continuing in that all the stuffs that's happening right now. I know you're angry. I know you're mad. But I got words for the violence, for all the wives and hateful wives out there. You did burn down the building. You did tear the house down. And they have walked, and someone had walked to them hard for this. If we want, if we have burned down those buildings and burned down the stores and all that stuff that's going on and this and that, and somebody's going to have to pay for it, well, guess what? You have to pay the price. You have to pay the price for what you have just done. Because what has happened here with Trump's going on, Joe Biden stuff, is it not going to go well. It's not going to have everybody to set. It's not going to make everybody sit well. What you did was wrong. And yes, you did. You sure did. And now what's happening? Yeah, you just threw the trash can. But guess what? I don't care. Now, there's said to be a lot of stuff going on here. The protesting is still going on here tonight. And don't ever care about it was for sure. Don't even care about it for sure. But what I saw on the video last day of the Buffalo cops pushed the old 75-year-old man down to the ground and make him bleed. He didn't bleed to death. He was bleeding. He didn't die at that moment. And that man, that 75-year-old man, is in critical condition. I know what's going on. I know what's happening. And it says he tripped and fell. And that was a statement. So it is what it is. Look, everybody, if we want to help people, if we want to help people to start the violence right now before it gets out of hand. Don't ever and don't ever imagine this whole stuff has to be stopped. So I'm saying this well. Just a matter of time. And don't ever forget that I'm doing this on the greatest thing that I've ever seen. I'm doing this Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 9 p.m. So Yeah, there's gonna be some hard times, and just continue past the rest. But now there will be hard times for sure, and that will never happen. No concern, and that never happen. So in this case, you can see what's going on. You can see what has happened, and yes, it it happens. So much violence going on. It has to stop. So much stuff's going on. It has to stop. And yeah, it is what it is. But listen, I have to be on my day, and I have to be on my time and be on my shoes for sure. But anyway, that's everything you need. Just continue. And you can follow me on the Joseph Crudup Show on YouTube. Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and 9 o'clock on Friday. Next Friday. So started my special time. So now, I've said this before and I say it again. I will never ever continue to imagine this. What will happen at this time? And I had no idea. Well, look, I'm not going to be able to interview. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be able to do it live Monday. So Monday, I will not do it live. I won't do it live stream. But on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm going to do live stream. So hopefully, I'm going to be there 100%. So this time, if you want to know for sure, you could go to my show on the Joseph Crudup Show and subscribe and check it out. And please remember, I'll be there. I'm going to be right here. Going to be right here every single time. That's all I have to say for now. This is Joseph Crudup. Please stay cool. Stay cool. Stay safe. Peace and love. And so, peace and soul, everybody. Black power.